Hi, my name is Jen Olswestad, and in my Pretend English class today, I will be having first-year high school students in the study preparation line. I will be talking about ways to engage the students before beginning to read the book, differences in culture around the topic of the book, and ways of reading. I will be using the book The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I will be introducing the topic of the book, introducing the book itself, and talking about some ways to keep their interest while reading the book. For the introduction to the topic of the book, I will be trying to activate the students' prior knowledge of the topic. This was brought up by Carlson, Deepdal, and Everson in their book Teaching and Learning English, and I would like to use it now. I will be trying to stimulate students' desire to read and encourage their response. Now, I know that Colley and Slater, they use that sentence to explain what they hope to accomplish by their reading activities that they name in their book, Teaching Literature in the Classroom and First Encounters. But it also applied to what I hope to accomplish by introducing the topic of the book then. I would like to make the students aware of their own response to the topic and their thoughts and feelings around it as well. I would then bring this up on the board and tell them about the competence aim for the first portion. That would be just introducing the topic, and that would be to follow up on others' input in conversations and discussions. I would then have this up on the board. When I've tried this before with students in English and social studies last year, when I had his name up on the board, the students got quite quiet. I would then ask the students to give me anything they know about George Floyd and what happened. This is actually what they came up with last year. These in the red here, we had question marks because we are unsure at that point in time if those statements were true. I would then have them have a discussion with their learning partners. They should talk about why it happened, talk about the police's point of view, George Floyd's point of view, and the crowd's point of view, and then to have them share their thoughts with the class. I would play a bit of devil's advocate and just try and ask them, make sure that we cover all the different thoughts. For example, if they come up with the police were terrible, they shouldn't have done this, they had no right, and of course they did not, but I would say, okay, but why did they do it? Do they have prior knowledge of George Floyd? Have they been attacked by him before, or someone he hangs out with? So then just trying to get them to think about different ways that the police, George Floyd, and the crowd have, maybe why they have reacted the way they did. I would then tell them why we are talking about this, and that would be because it happened. And it still happens, not only in the U.S., but around the world. There have been protests, not only in the U.S., again, but around the world. Some protests have been peaceful, and there have also been riots, which have gotten out of hand and then have been counterproductive, not only to the cause, but then to people within their community. I would talk about the culture differences in how police have responded or respond to different culture groups around the world, in the U.S. and even in Norway. Then we could talk about police culture, about how police in the U.S., they are allowed to carry weapons, and maybe it's a culture then to just shoot first and ask questions later. Whereas in Norway, they're not even allowed to carry weapons, and maybe they are taught to react differently to people in general. I then would ask them to put themselves in somebody else's shoes. What is it like to be an African American living in the U.S., or what is it like to be a police person working in a rough neighborhood? I would ask them to have some empathy, and I would explain the word empathy as the ability to understand and share feelings of another. I then would move into the introduction of the book by using joint reading as mentioned in Teaching and Learning English. I would be reading from the back cover of the book, and this would just give enough to whet the student's appetite for more and still be involved in the topic that we had mentioned earlier. I would explain words that might be difficult, as well as ones that they ask questions about. And I do this just to let them know that they're not alone, that we will be going through this process together, and that I hope to help them understand and master what they are reading. An activity that I would use after the introduction of the book, after reading the back cover of the book, is I talk about the setting, the main characters that are mentioned, the topic, and the language to be encountered. Another activity that is brought up in the book Teaching Literature in the Classroom and First Encounters would be sealing the time capsule. I would ask students to make predictions of what they think is going to happen by the end of the book, and then we would seal that in a container of some sort and put it away until we are done with the book itself, and bring them back and say, okay, oh wow, what did we think before reading the book? So I think that would be a fun activity. I would then be looking at, briefly at the cover of the book, and then introduce the competence aims. Competence aims I save towards the end because they talk about reading the book, and some students, when they see those competence aims at the beginning of a class, they would shut down immediately because a whole book, 400 pages, I can't do that. And then they just don't want to talk about a book anymore. So I hope to get them engaged enough in the topic and the book itself before I show them what they will be doing. So I would read the back of the book and then talk about some words that are in here. For example, suburban, fatal, just because it has such a close connection to the word in Norwegian. Thug, upend are some of the words I would use. And then I would also talk about how Star moves between two worlds and then uses language, a little bit more slang, from the poor neighborhood where she lives, and then uses a different language when she moves into a fancy suburban prep school and the friends that she has there. I would then talk briefly about the book, and if hopefully they would notice that it spells thug down here after the hate you give, and then talk about that a little bit and maybe why she's standing with a poster in her hands. I then would introduce the competence aims, read, discuss, and reflect on the context, analyze, interpret the hate you give. Trying to keep the students' interest while reading the book, I would be using joint reading to ensure that they are getting the important parts of the book, and then have that supported by group activities. And I would be using group activities because, as mentioned in Teaching Literature in the Classroom and First Encounters, is that the group would then give various sets of life experiences and can act as a rich marshalling device to enhance the individual's awareness both of his or her own responses and the world created by the literary work. Not only that, but then it gives safety within numbers when you're discussing a book and having activities. I find that students are more open to trying to speak English when they're not alone. Also, I could use the point of order by taking some text from the book that they have read and then have the students trying to put the sentences in order of which they come within a section of the book. Possibly an important conversation that is held between two characters. Also, I would have to remember to ask open questions that encourage real student feedback, as mentioned by Colley and company, just so that I don't put my experiences of the book over to the students. I want to hear their feedback, what they're experiencing. For homework, I would have them read and or listen and follow along to the book, and then have supportive worksheets and or a reading journal to focus their attention on the important portions of the book that I'd want them to focus on. Later on, I would maybe have a presentation on background information to the authors, or references to activist groups and social issues each time one is mentioned throughout the book. And behind there are some of the ones that they mention through The Hate You Give. So that is my way that I would bring up this book and keep hoping to keep the students' interest while they were reading the book. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.